Hi. I haven't made a YouTube video in a very long time, and I guess I'm gonna jump into it with kind of a serious conversation and topic. So my name is Josie, and I'm a volunteer for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and I am also a suicide attempt survivor. kind of a mouthful right there. But I guess I can start from my beginning and how that's led me to this foundation and wanting to support them. So I struggled with feelings of depression and anxiety starting around middle school. I had thought these feelings were what everybody felt, and that I shouldn't ask anybody, because who wants to know about how I'm feeling, because everybody should be feeling bad, right? Everybody's going through changes and everybody's trying to do something with themselves, and I didn't really get why I would be feeling sad or bad, because I had lots of friends and I was in lots of sports and I did very well in my classes, and I just felt like all the things that on the outside make it look like you're doing very well and really good didn't really reflect what was on the inside. And I felt if I told people, hey, I'm not actually happy, I just want everyone else to be happy, or hey, I don't feel good, but I don't know why I don't feel good, I just felt ashamed. I felt like I couldn't share those feelings and those concerns. And so I suffered in silence a lot. There was a lot of nights where I'd be up just crying and not really knowing why I'm crying. And there's also a lot of nights where I would just think about so many awful things, and how I'm such an awful person and nothing I did ever was going to be good enough. And I just felt a lot of hopelessness. But then the morning would come and I'd be like, you know what, that was just it's past. It's in the past. It doesn't matter anymore. I got it all out. I'm gonna go to school and see and do everything that everyone expects me to do, because everybody should be feeling this, I guess. I didn't know. It's also around the same time I started having some health issues come up, and I didn't really fully understand that either. I just kind of figured, I'm just getting a little bit more sick more often. Also, I apologize for the shakiness of my phone, because I don't have anything to really support it very well. So there's that. So moving on, I guess, to a couple years later, when I was in my freshman year of high school, I attempted suicide. I'm not going to go into much detail about it. I just want to say that it was a very dark time. I felt very hopeless. I didn't really realize what I was wanting and the outcome that was going to happen. I just knew that I wanted the pain to stop. I didn't want to feel bad anymore. I didn't want to have to struggle with my mind telling me all these awful things and then at the same time having my body just seem to just be hurting me and not giving me any relief. And then trying to live up to the expectation of being like the perfect daughter, the happy friend, the straight A student, the athlete. I don't know. I just couldn't fathom those feelings and having to deal with them for a moment longer. And I guess I didn't know. I just didn't know there was anything else. And I'm very, very thankful for my family and my loved ones for getting me help and for stopping me from doing something that could have really, really ended badly. And I'll be honest, I was in denial even when I was getting the help that I needed, because I still didn't fully understand what I was feeling or why I was feeling that way. And I was still just telling myself everything is fine, I'll be fine, it was just a mistake, I didn't mean it, just in complete denial. And so I kept having those feelings, and they just didn't go away. And I started seeing doctors and trying to go to therapy and doing all these things and trying to have my family and friends support me. Well, the ones that I actually opened up to, or more so forced to open up to, because, you know, family kind of dictates everything when you're a minor. But it wasn't really until I think I was in my junior year of high school that I finally just realized nothing's ever going to change if I keep seeing the world as hopeless, because I'm just being bombarded and told that there is hope, and just that constant stream of there's options, there's help, there's hope that was given to me in the times that I really needed it. As much as a struggle as it was, really, really did mean a lot. And in hindsight, I know that all the times that I was in denial, I was still listening, I was still hearing it, and slowly but surely it was becoming something that I would learn to accept and utilize to help myself in the future. So things started getting better, and I started having more times where I felt okay. I still struggled a lot mentally, and I still had issues with my health that was unresolved, but at least I was hearing the help and finally realizing that these things are being told to me and being given to me because I am worth it. I am worth the help. I am worth being supported, and I am worth being alive. And that's, I think, the hardest thing for a lot of people that struggle with these kind of feelings or having gone through an attempt is that feeling of my problems aren't gone and I don't know where to go from here, or like you're so stuck in that mindset that nothing can get better and you don't know how to get better. But it takes time. It takes effort. It takes support and love, because it does come. That better does come. The easier days, they're there. There's still beauty in the world. There's still great moments to be had. There's still so much to experience in your life. Maybe it's not how you expected it to happen, or maybe you'll still have to deal with some really heavy things, but the moments that matter are the ones that bring you hope. And I'm at a point where if I need help, I am more than willing and more than able to reach out for it. And whether it be a friend or a family member or a doctor, or just I tell them, hey, I don't feel so great. I need help. Because I realize that it's okay to ask for help. Even if you don't think asking for help will get you anywhere, it's better than doing nothing. You owe it to yourself to do that for you, to keep trying. And yes, I still struggle with feelings of depression, and yes, sometimes those feelings lead to not so nice thoughts in my mind. And no, my problems aren't solved just because now I know how to deal with them better. But because I know how to deal with them better, I'm able to see that I am able to make it through, and that I can make it to the other side. And I just have an appreciation for life and all the things that I want from it, all the things that I never expected to have. I have a wonderful support system. I have people who love me. I have people who care about my well-being. I am able to do more now than I was years ago, and I never thought I could get to that point. I never thought that my health would get to a point where, yeah, I still hurt, but I have good days. And same thing with the mental health. I sometimes will hurt, but I also have good days. And I live for the good days. Maybe they're not as often as the bad days, but they're still there, and they're still worth it. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm fully conveying everything that I want to say, or if anything I say makes sense. But I guess it doesn't really have to, because I know what I feel, and I know what it feels like to be in that situation. And with all the volunteering that I've done for this foundation, I know I'm not the only one that feels this way. I know that I can see that others are affected in different ways, but also at the same time the same ways. I can sit there and try and help others get through those feelings, because It's just everyone's life is worth something. Even if you don't think you're worth anything, you would be wrong, because you're worth it to someone, and you're definitely worth it to yourself. So to all my friends and my family and strangers, just pretty much anyone, I would be more than happy to try and help you, whether that's a hug, a smile, just listening to you, or yeah, I don't know. It's just, it's a lot. It's a lot when you feel like the world is against you, that your mind is against you, or just that hopelessness. But I just want to remind other people and myself every day that there is hope and there's beauty and there are better times to come. You just have to live for tomorrow. You have to live for the next moment, because there will be one. And that hurt, that pain, that sadness, or anything that you're feeling, it won't last forever. Because nothing lasts forever. Just know that it'll pass. And when it does pass, you'll move on to another feeling. So with those hopeless feelings that you get when you're feeling suicidal or wanting to self-harm or anything like that, just take a moment and breathe and try and remind yourself that this moment, this feeling won't last. And try and reach out for help, because there is always help. There's always someone that's going to be there. And if you can't find that one right away, then you try again. You just keep trying, because that's all you can do. And that's more than enough. It will always be enough to try. And I guess that's all I really have to say on that. And so with that, I am participating in the Out of the Darkness walk for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and it is a walk that aims to bring people together and raise money for the foundation. The foundation, again, does a lot of outreach for mental health awareness and legislation, and reaching out to communities to help further educate people on how to help others and themselves deal with feelings of suicide. It also tries to spread information to help support those who have been affected by it. I would really appreciate it if you were to either donate or share, or maybe just take something from what I have to say, because I don't know, I'm not really looking for anything more than just hoping that my words might help someone, or spreading information about a good foundation with a really good cause, and not wanting to feel ashamed of myself for those feelings that I had, and not wanting to be ashamed of being a survivor, because I shouldn't be, and no one should be. So I really, really hope that if you are in a crisis, you reach out to a call line or text line that I will provide in the description, And if you or a loved one are severely in a crisis or are actively suicidal, I would very much urge you to call 911 or go to your nearest hospital, police department, or fire department to seek help. And if you are ever worried about a loved one being in danger to themselves, I would also urge you to call the proper authorities to get them help and get them to a hospital where they can be safe. And just make sure you tell them that they are loved and that they are important and that there is hope to be had. So I wish the best for everyone who sees this, and yeah, I guess that's it.